Hello, hello, hello! I'm Cheesy Overlord 27, and today I am doing a D&D story. Probably wondering why this is a live stream. I've been having problems with my camera, so I am just live streaming this because it's much quicker. I hope this works better. so, today's story is a combination of 2 weeks so I hope you guys enjoy it. Before I begin, subscribe, bell icon. You guys know what that means. So let me begin. so about 3 weeks ago, yeah, three. So 3 weeks ago, I am with a campaign. If you have not seen my other D&D videos, check those out. Um, so this was like resuming when from the chain predicament. So we wake up in the morning, and we're just doing our daily routine, all ready to go. And we were discussing where to put the mushroom at this sanctuary, so the mushroom's protected. So oh, while this was going on, there was a person in the store where I was waiting for his group. So our DM said, "Hey, you can join us while you're waiting." And it's like, "Are you sure?" My character's a rogue, and keep in mind we have like two rogues, me and another guy, and the third one with Chester. So he joins our party, and he introduced him like he's looking through the bushes, sees us, and I'm the only one that saw him. So I went into woods with all my stuff. So the monk also makes his query. I just went away with all my stuff. He's like, "Ah, oh, shoot, it's running. She's running away." So he follows me into the woods. So I might want to keep this in mind. I have no idea what's going on outside the woods. I'm just chasing this person. And when I went in the woods, I immediately lost her. I meant him. Sorry. Yeah. So, what was it? Oh, yeah. So, after this was done, two other people came into the store wanting to play as well. Also, like, the GM was like, okay, you can play too. But, like, the problem was they had never played before. They had no book, no paper, no dice. So we had to like take a 45-minute break, so we can help. Well, technically, our rogue and our barbarian had to help them. And then they got experience. I'm at inspiration, which I thought was pretty good. But well, so moving back on to the story. So now we have a druid and a sorcerer, a high elf, I think, and a human druid, I think. So where was I? Oh yeah. So we're so he introduced them like they were walking down, and our scout was well, technically our rogue is also classified as a scout, so he went and checked out. We also have a rock scout. So he went over and found these ladies walking down and was wondering where they were coming from. So they were like, we're just going to the swamp. Is like, yeah, there's nothing there really, because they killed everything. So he wasn't really lying. So they were just wanting to get past. So they were gonna use a spell called Disappear Without Trace. However, to for it to work, they had to be out of eyesight. So they head towards the tree line. So our rogue, the wise one, shoots a tree with his arrow. So obviously, it gives the attention from our wizard and our barbarian, and went over to see what's going on. Asked the rogue, "What? Why did you shoot a tree?" He said, "I was hunting a squirrel." Obviously, he was lying, and our wizard failed his intelligence roll, so he totally believed him. It's like, okay. So he was talking with the sorcerer and druid, and he used a spell without them knowing, where he can hear like the above thoughts. You might want to keep this in mind for about what's going to happen next. So he used this spell so he can hear their thoughts, and like we just want to get past, and so. However, these two and the one I'm following are all after the mushroom we have in our cart. So, I'm still in the woods. I find the trail, and GM comes over to me and Chester and explains what's going to happen and for this chasing. So I start chasing. Immediately after that, I lost the trail. But then I found it again, so that was good. So yeah, so I'm chasing after him in the woods, and it's like, oh please, oh please, oh please, don't kill me, don't kill me. And he knew exactly who I was. However, I was a little slow and had no idea who he was. So while they were talking, me and Chester came up with a backstory that like I would hate him for, or like he stole a dress when he was like really young. Same thing when I was 20 and when he was like 15, and that was like 25 years ago. So what was it? Oh yeah, so that's how we had this story. So I'm chasing him, and then I made a realization we're going in a circle back to the cart. So I shout out, "They're after the mushroom!" And remember, I'm not aware there is a sorcerer and a druid outside the woods. So they assume it's them. This is where almost all the new people almost got killed. Yay! So, I'm chasing after our new rogue, which is Ica. And he's about at the tree line. And you remember the monk that chased after me? He was like 90 feet in the wrong direction. So he like bolted back to the cart. The wizard heard this as well and went back to the cart, and the barbarian as well. Rogue kept tabs on when they went to tree line. They used their spell and they were gone. So he went back because he couldn't find them. So, so the sorcerer thought, I'm going to use levitation to see what's in the cart. After hearing this, I said, they're after the mushroom. So she uses the spell and goes up like 30 feet in the air. And she sees the cart. The best part is she failed her intelligence roll. So this funny reaction from the GM, it was like what she saw. You see a pile of rocks, which is our Earth Elemental Scout. And what he described as the mushroom, you see a log with a hat. So you remember she's 30 feet in the air and everyone's at the cart. So the wizard sees her. It's like, ambush! So he sends a flurry of magic missiles at her. Her just millions and hits her. And the surprising thing was she was still floating, which was quite impressive actually. It was like 3 hits. Then the barbarian threw a javelin and she went down like a rock. Took 8 points damage, and now she's bloody. If you don't know what bloody means, they are half dead. So the druid and the sorcerer are just bawling their eyes out because they never had this much conflict. And so at this point, I'm still following the rogue, got to the tree line. I had my bow ready, so I shoot him right in the leg. I maxed on damage. So he went from full health to bloody. And I also miscalculated, so that didn't help either. So now he's bloody with an arrow in his leg. So I come over, I pull out my rapier and point at his neck. And like, but then I realized it's a stabbing weapon, so I switched out for one of my daggers and hold it against his throat. It's like, where is my address? So he like pulls out this little black book, and I take it with one of my tails. And if you're not aware who Ia is, it's the character I'm playing currently. She is a girl tiefling rogue. She has 2 tails, 1 horn, red skin, black and yellow eyes. There's a brief description. So I'm like holding him down. It's like, please don't kill me in his head. And then I finally remembered who he was after holding him down. So I got him up and started walking to the cart. And you sort of remember what I said earlier, that the wizard cast a spell where he could hear the thoughts in a 30-foot radius. So he could hear the rogue that was hoping he doesn't die, and then the druid and sorcerer bawling their eyes out with all this conflict. It's like, okay, this can't be an ambush. Who would cry at an ambush? So like, come on now, we'll heal you up. So our wizard slash cleric healed the poor sorcerer to full health. The rogue has a new scar on his leg. Oh, I forgot to mention. He has a scar from like here to like all the way around his neck, because someone was trying to decapitate him, and you know who that was? Ding! Me. Well, I haven't been with him before, but that's how we described it. I tried to kill him. So, where was I? Oh yeah, so we gotten through all the discussions, so we went into the cart. Everyone's all comfortable, and we're just riding down. The scouts like 120 feet out, and going to check out the area. But he sees two axes next to a tree, and then two guys just taking a whiz, and a guy guarding with his axe. So they grab their axes and they come over and talk with us. So I was a little worried I might have killed someone, so I told them I'm gonna hide in the cart. And we're hiding in the cart. Well, I'm hiding in the cart, and they're just talking with the wizard. And then all three rogues made a realization. They were a part of a group, a very famous rogue group that all of us knew. One was fanboying, one was a little worried because I killed one of their leaders at one point. The other one was ran into them way before I joined in. So yeah, he went to the tree line. So at this point, I had to leave. And now what I'm going to say happened in the second week, and this week that happened, I'm just not going to discuss. It was not very eventful. Nah, maybe nah. Okay, so getting back to the next week, I came back in. It was like an hour after because our GM was running late. So we managed to finally start. So, I found out that our monk somehow got, what's the word? He got arrested when I left. I don't know how he just got arrested, and his brother was in a tavern. I don't. Oh, so they had like a tavern that they hung out, and it blew up for some reason, and I can't remember his brother and cat were there. Okay, so besides that, so we're in the cart and we're all ready. So we all just rolled initiative, and our wizard was not there today, so our GM had to make up something to get him out of there, and our monk was going to go into a magic tournament. So he knocked out. Wait, let me rewind. Sorry. So, oh, as soon as we rolled initiative, two guys came in and wanted to play. Their GM says like, okay, you can play, and they had papers, so that was a little bit better than last time. So, they're making their characters, and it took about the same amount of time for the other or two that we just joined. Uh, where was I? Oh yeah. So so they're working on, and then two other girls came in and wanting to play as well. So like our GM's like, no, I cannot take any more players. If we had everyone there, we would have had like 14 people, and he could not handle that. So one of our players had to leave and do a different campaign because there were no other DMs, and the closest one we had was our scout rogue. So we had to get rid of temporarily and one permanently, three characters, and we substituted with the other two, which was a barbarian Goliath, and I think it was an elf ranger or fighter. I can't remember exactly which. So so as soon as they were done, they joined us at our table. Our our monk went over to play magic, and our wizard wasn't there. So how he got him out was the wizard took the mushroom and all the money except mine because I kept my stuff on me. So he went in like really fast, and the alpha of the berserkers fell on his back, a little bit what's the word? Not stunned, but like a little confused what happened. The other two berserkers knocked out the monk, and they were trying to rob us. And how one was the one of the berserkers hold the monk with his axe and saying, "Give us your money, or we'll kill you." And I like said, "I don't care." Like I plainly just don't care. Well, sorry. In character, I like pretty much don't care, or either way. And I was planning on jumping on the alpha, killing him with a jumping stab. However, apparently the initiative was reversed from weakest, well, the lowest to the highest, and I got a really high roll. So, the first one I went was Ica. He pulled out his knife to defend himself. then it was our berserker's turn. He got out with his axe and started smashing the alpha with his axe. So he's pretty damaged now. And so it was finally my turn. So I got out of the cart, or went over and stabbed the guy that was holding the monk. He started running away, and I pulled out my bow. Then our other rogue, our druid, pretty much did nothing in the time. So our barbarian is killing the alpha berserker, and what was it? Oh yeah, so he's killing alpha berserker, and our thief rogue jumped on the berserker that was next to us, and was uh stabbed him. Oh wait, sorry, no, let me rewind. So while the barbarian was killing the alpha berserker, our sorcerer used a reduce on one of the berserkers. So now he's a midget. So our and he has no idea what's going on. So our thief rogue came out and stabbed the midget in the neck. Surprisingly, he didn't die. So so the other guy is running away. Sorcerer sees this, stops the reducing spell, and floats the guy with levitation, and he dropped the monk on the ground, and he's like floating high up in the air. And our scout shot him with his crossbow. Oh, and you remember our thief was on top of the other berserker, the midget one. So now a full-grown man is like, "Hi." So like he's still stabbing him with his tiny dagger. Our barbarian finally killed the alpha berserker, and I shot an arrow into this floating in berserker. So he comes over and says, "Let him down." So our the his scout shoot him a few more times, and then slapped the sorcerer to stop the spell, and he fell. And then they earthbound him to the ground. Our sorcerer did. So I'm over there, and then I decided to go help with my rapier with the guy that's being held by our thief. So I'm over there ready, and I noticed this dead body on my left, on my right. So I thought I'd just be a jerk and went over and steal from him. So also remember, we got two new characters, a Goliath and a Ranger. They saw this whole thing. So I went over, looked at his body. All I could see was a battle axe. So I was heading back. But however, I rolled for perception to see if I saw the two guys coming. This berserker, this barbarian Goliath with the giant battle axe with this crazy smile. Like, ah! I was like, oh shoot, no, no, I can't handle more. And then there's this ranger behind him, all ready to shoot. So like, so the barbarian comes over, and while like our thief was stabbing the guy underneath him, he managed to throw his battle axe into his back and get him off. However, the Goliath came over and started curb stomping his head and into the ground. That was fun. So I'm still on the side of the cart, and he's like curb stomping, and like one of his funniest comments was like that the battle axe is just for show. I do things by hand. It's like, okay. So our barbarian comes over to help him, and throws his battle axe into his axe. He's dead, and the only one alive is one. I'm seeing this archer and it's like, okay, time to hide. So I say archer incoming. I dunk underneath uh, the the wagon, and also the druid saw him for some reason. So I'm underneath the wagon, and immediately I went over to the dead body and started stealing from him. So I stole the toe rings he had on. So and remember, the Goliath's right over his body. So he's seeing this little hand coming out of the cart, stealing the toe rings off his toes. So that was very confusing for him. So our barbarian questioned the berserker that was earthbound. Uh, Apparently they were just very poor, trying to steal from us. Saw the big thing of cash, Uh, they weren't with the rogue group, so I was a bit relieved. So so I was about to steal from the Alpha again to make sure I didn't miss anything, but the other rogue beat me to it. And oh, you're probably wondering what happened to the third rogue we had. He just ran off. So he managed to get there and just saw all this shiny stuff on him and didn't take anything. So I finally came out of the cart, and the archer came over to see what's going on. So they were wondering if they could have a ride into town, and the our druid said, "Hey, maybe we should get rid of the bodies. We don't want anyone seeing this." Then she did perception, which was the funnest part. So she looks over her shoulder, and all the town is watching this, and the guards. We just killed 3 people. They really didn't care, really, because it was in their jurisdiction, so they didn't care at all. So everyone got in the car except for the ranger because he didn't help at all. And our barbarian took the battle axes and the other toe rings, and then there was one foot that had bejeweled silver toe rings. So he chops off the foot so expertly. I was like, wow. And he comes over to me with the foot and says, "Hey, we got a new gag for you." I'm like, "No, no more gags." It's like I don't want to be gagged by a foot. So we're going into town, and we're uh just gonna go and do our own thing for a while. And the GM was talking to us about the casino, and there was a potion where if you drank it, you were in a simulated fight like the Matrix, and if you die there, you die in real life. So I had the most brilliant idea. I'll explain that in just a sec. So they managed to get our monk into the wagon. We went. So our barbarian, the idiot, dropped him off at the mayor's house. The mayor that we owe the mushroom to. Yay! So what was I? Yeah. So he's just there at the mayor's house, and then what was it? So the barbarian sold all his stuff and got some money. The sorcerer and druid went over to the jail to see who was in there. Our I'm trying to remember everything. The ranger went over to a bar and just drank a bit. Um, so me and the Goliath went over to the casino. He wanted to fight. I was wanting their potion. So, my plan was I would get the most powerful monster they had, make my enemy drink it, and they automatically die from the monster. Good plan. um, so I had 3 options: steal from the casino, buy it, or steal from the buyer. Well, from the seller. Sorry. All right. So the Goliath went into a fight. He lost. Um, so I managed to find this cave dwarf that was it was still under construction, and but he was selling. So he was just there working up the potions. Well, no, he was just waiting around for someone to come over. Uh, so also meanwhile, the sorcerer and druid went into a bar. This was another very funny thing that happened. So the druid wanted something a sour and light, so they gave her a pickle drink, and then the uh, the sorcerer, thinking her high constitution will help, she wanted the most potent alcohol they had in that bar, and the most potent thing was called a pixie pea, but it's said differently. Yeah, you guys know what I mean. So the GM was just laughing to himself and shows us what she had to roll in order to not throw up. She had to roll a natural 20. Yay! So she rolled a 17, which is still a pretty good roll. But the best part was she went unconscious for 3 hours. so so back to me at the casino. Um, so I'm just trying to figure out how much is it. Like at first I was like, okay, maybe I can just buy it. But nope, it was 50,000 gold. And their most powerful thing was a Tarrasque potion. It's like that would kill someone. So what was it? So um, I tried seeing if I could buy it, but it was too expensive because I only had 500 gold. So I look. So I asked like, who makes the potions and like the alchemist. He's like I asked first. Is there any other creatures? And like we constantly get more from an alchemist in adventures, bringing monsters. So I was like, do you know where the alchemist is? I'm trying to uh, get him to make some potions and possibly sell it to the casino. He saw right through my lie. And it's like, oh, I just want to get them cheap. So like he comes like, come here. So oh, he said like, I know a guy that could get you this potions for cheap. However, he still drives a hard price. The best I can do is like 5,000 gold. I still don't have that kind of money. But still is a good price from 50,005. So so I pulled out a potion I got from entering the game, which was a Storm Giant Potion of Strength. I found out it was a legendary item, which was awesome. So I showed like, could I trade for this? And like, no. So I put it away, and it's like, nah, never mind. So I go into the crowd. So my backup plan, instead of stealing from the buyer or buying it, I was stealing from the legitimate casino. And the barbarian this whole time was saying, I'm going to give this bad guy inspiration to catch her. And the GM was like, nope. So what I had to do was make 4 stealth checks, a sleight of hand, and history, because I want to make sure I grab the right potion because all the labels are on the wood. So I first managed to hide in the crowd, get it over to the thing, and I was rolling good numbers. I was like rolling high. So I managed to get it to the bar. Sorry, not the bar. Blech. I managed to get to the potions, grab it, back up slowly. However, I clanked something. However, the cave dwarf didn't notice, and I managed to get out. So I literally just pulled off a heist in minutes. So like, that's pretty good. The problem, also, you were, I forgot to mention this. The cave dweller was 5 feet away from the potion I wanted. So I think I did pretty well. So I came out and made sure, and then I couldn't remember if someone drank the potion, they fight it, or they turn into it. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I got the right potion. The thing was, the weakest monsters were on the left, and the strongest monsters were on the right. So either way, if I didn't grab the Tarrasque potion, I grabbed a really powerful monster. So I could kill someone if I made him drink this. Yes. So, what was it? Oh, yeah. So, I finally pulled off this heist, and I put it away. So, I'm thinking, let's just steal more. So, I was, going around trying to find the alchemist. I found one that was nearby. Looked at that he didn't do it. So, like, okay, thanks anyway. I was trying to see if he did, but no. So, I just wait at this, burnt tavern. And then that was the end for that one. Uh, I don't know if I should. Sure, why not? Well, since I'm live streaming, I'm just gonna tell you what happened this week. Just a quick draft, something. So what happened was that day, that last week, uh, we just everyone was done finishing stuff. We all grouped up together, and Bard joined us. And so the problem, you remember the monk was with the mayor. He had, if we didn't give him the mushroom, we had to give him this staff that was really powerful, and or something else. So he wakes up and it's like, okay. and our monk is a drunken monk, which he fights much better when he's drunk. I know it's weird, but that's how he does it. So, what was I? So, he wakes up and is like, okay, thanks, and he leaves. Hey, I was just doing something real quick. So, where was I? So, he wakes up and gets outside, and I'm just walking around trying to find everyone, and we all group together. Then we discovered he does not have this cubic gate. Remember from Chain Predicament that there was something he punched the dragon and he disappeared into a different dimension. He has that now. And he has 3 charges per day. So that's pretty bad. So at least we were off the mushroom thing, and plus the mushroom was like the last of his kind. So we had to. Hopefully we could possibly get the cubic gate back, but later. So he gave us another task that would be more helpful. It would accomplish 2 more tasks than a regular one. We already finished the mushroom, and he had 3 in plan. But instead, 1 was going in place for 2. So it was a pretty good idea. Problem was, we were stealing from a freaking goddess. Yeah. It was not a good idea. So what he proposed was we steal a necklace from the Raven Queen, which is a god in the D&D, not in real life. So we agree because we pretty much have no choice. And he won't give us the cubic gate, even though it's very helpful. So, where was? So we got all the stuff. I got a drift globe, some cure disease potions. Everyone's at full health, and we managed to go over to the mayor and say, "Okay, we're all ready to go." So he was gonna get us there. He was not using the cubic gate. No, to him that was a toy. You know how bad that is. To that thing to us is very helpful. To him, it's just a toy. He must be a very powerful druid. Oh, I forgot to mention he's a druid mayor, which is a dark elf. So he was literally using a freaking spell to get us there. So our Dragonborn finally got some alcohol, and I forgot to mention something real quick. He was trying to get drunk again, so he went to somewhere and pointed to Red Vial. He drinks it, and it feels like a health potion. It is a health potion. Yay! It was just funny because he thought it was alcohol, and he was sober. So, he's sending us to this dimension where it's really bad. And the horrible thing is, our poor wizard has been here before. He went to a house to try to break a curse, but it didn't work out. So we got there. It's it looks normal, and we have a letter. So I literally steal and start reading. And there was these ghosts shrieking "Wizard, was that a curse?" And it's nah, it's not a curse. So I'm okay with it. And our bard's with us. The one thing I was really sad about, they were trying to trade me for this quest. Because he had 3 ideas. Do the quest, give them a legendary item, or a person. They were thinking of giving me away. I was just, get rid of the bard. But no. But we still had a group together. So we're just walking down the street. I go into the shadows. So does our thief bro. Our thief, Ifan, to the balconies. So we're just going across, and we come up to this house. And this our poor wizard recognizes this house and these crying children. It is bad. Our thief these children saw the thief and now wanted him to help. And our poor wizard. Here, let me just fill you what happened with our. So apparently he has been here before as a prisoner. There was a guy that was a really good vampire that would. He's not a very nice guy. Really likes ladies. I'll explain that in a minute. So he's been here and we have to meet his associate, which is this vampire that he knows is like, shoot. and he's under the impression he gets to keep us after we're done with this mission. Yay! And he invited us to the castle to eat. So we're just already. So I just passed by the house, not unsensed, and they were talking like, should we help him or not? And then they decided to go. However, I have the invitation. They are like 50 feet behind me, so I stop and wait for them. And I try to have them see me. It was like this was the bad part. Apparently, I failed perception. A werewolf grapples me and bites me. So now I'm gonna be a weird tiefling. Yay! So also to explain on what I meant by he likes girls, he captures them and makes them his own. There are only 3 girls in the camp in our group: me, the sorcerer, and the druid. So I'm in deep trouble if we meet this person. So he might just take me instead and just let everyone else go. So we have to figure out how to get by this vampire friend and steal the necklace from the freaking goddess of ravens, I think. Yeah. So that's when we ended. So thank you for watching. Sorry this was a long video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope to see you guys next time.